Hello and good morning. Welcome, welcome. Can you believe it? It's already July 1st. Happy July 1st. Happy Canada Day to those of you joining us from Canada. Welcome. Hello. All right, we're going to get started this morning. Hope you all have your coffee. I don't have any coffee this morning. I've got my wonderful Wegmans sparkling water. So, special shout out to Wegmans. You make some awesome sparkling water. So with that, let's kind of get started here. I'm here today on this fabulous July 1st to talk about remote interviews, remote, specifically workplace interviews. Really, when I think about conducting effective workplace investigations, it truly is necessary for every organization or investigation to continue to be profitable, regardless of the work environment, as it relates to those workplace investigations. If you don't necessarily believe me, ask someone whose business has been affected by that Me Too or Time's Up, those movements. Disregarding, excuse me, people's problems or just problems in general, no matter the reason, can actually be expensive and really just detrimental to your organization. It's not just the monetary costs, it could be the loss of time, goodwill, reputation, employee mistrust, and even turnover. Now, I can absolutely share. I'm always surprised when leaders in the industry reach out seeking my advice on whether or not to conduct a workplace investigation when they learn of such workplace issue. And this could range anywhere from a hostile work environment to discrimination to sexual harassment or even workplace violence. I will tell you my answer is and will always be yes. No matter how trivial or frivolous you believe the complaint to be, you must always investigate. Now, consider this example. Let's say during a touch base, a remote employee reaches out to you and shares that, their supervisor over the past 6 months has been continuously telling sexually explicit jokes. Now, that employee indicates they continue to decline to participate in the joke telling, but the inappropriate jokes keep on coming in. The employee shares that since the most recent rejection of the joke telling interaction, the employee has been given less than desirable assignments and also within that same time applied for a promotion. Now, that supervisor then refused to interview that employee for the promotion without any simple explanation. Then that employee tells you, listen, all I want to do is just do my work. It would be best if you didn't necessarily speak to that supervisor. I don't want to cause any trouble. If I could just be transferred to another supervisor, I'd be happy. Voila, problem solved with that transfer. No investigation needed, right? It's just a remote environment. They won't see or hear from each other. And in fact, that's probably the last thing you want to do. That's a wrong decision. Although employees may indicate that they are just looking to vent or they don't want you to conduct an investigation, this could actually be an intentional or unintentional trap. You must always investigate, even if the complainant or accused works remotely. Ever heard the phrase, it's all fun and games until someone loses an eye? This famous quote applies here. Employees will say that everything's fine until something not so desired happens. And then suddenly that transfer is no longer a good thing. It becomes, listen, I told you there was a problem and you didn't look into it. And with that, there could be significant consequences for failing to investigate a claim or ineffectively investigating a claim timely. So that's my 2 cents about remote workplace investigations. As always, I'm going to take an opportunity, if I have one, to talk about what we're celebrating here on this holiday weekend. So, with that, as we celebrate Independence Day, Canada Day, whatever you're celebrating this fun weekend, I want to express my gratitude to the men and women and families who have served our nation at home and abroad. Thank you for all you've done to keep America safe. Now, when the Declaration of Independence was adopted 246 years ago, 56 patriots pledged their lives and they sacrificed their honor to defend our right to life, liberty, and that pursuit of happiness. They left a legacy that lives on today through generations of Americans who have made that same pledge to boldly stand up against tyranny, oppression, and persecution. Their devotion to duty is just as strong as their willingness to risk their lives for each and every one of us and our country. So, to those who serve in our armed forces and their families, recognize they have given so much to defend the ideals and free institutions that we often take for granted. Their dedication reminds us that preserving America's liberties comes at a heavy cost. And this weekend, as we celebrate our nation's birth, let us honor their service and strive to be worthier of their tremendous sacrifices. So, everyone, please have a fabulous weekend. Be safe out there, and we'll see you in next week, Friday. Thanks.